Well, now, settle in, folks. Bob here. And today I want to talk about something that confuses the rest of the world but makes perfect sense if you're American. Pickup trucks. The Ford F-Series has been the best-selling vehicle in America for 47 years straight. Not best-selling truck, best-selling vehicle, period. That's almost half a century of Americans choosing trucks over everything else. Now, if you're from Europe or Asia, this probably seems crazy. In most countries, trucks are work vehicles. Construction workers drive them, farmers drive them, regular people drive cars. But in America, everyone drives trucks. Doctors, lawyers, teachers, office workers who've never hauled anything heavier than groceries. They're all driving F-150s and Silverados. So what's going on? Why is America different? Let me tell you, it's not just one reason. It's a fascinating mix of practical needs, cultural identity, and some really clever marketing. First, the practical stuff. America is huge. I mean really huge. When I was young, we'd drive for hours just to visit relatives in the next state. In Europe, you can drive 2 hours and cross 3 countries. In America, you can drive 2 hours and still be in Texas. We have long distances, spread out suburbs, and outside the big cities, not much public transportation. Most Americans need a vehicle. That's just reality. And a lot of Americans actually do use trucks for truck stuff. We have a big do-it-yourself culture. People renovate their own houses, haul their own furniture, tow their own boats. When I bought my first house back in the 70s, I borrowed my neighbor's truck more times than I can count. Moving appliances, hauling lumber, taking trash to the dump. A truck is genuinely useful. Now, if you live rural or even in the suburbs with a big yard, you're hauling mulch, building supplies, landscaping materials. You're helping friends move. A truck makes sense. And here's something people from milder climates don't always understand. America has extreme weather. Snow, ice, floods, hurricanes. Four-wheel drive isn't just for show. It's actually useful when you're driving through a foot of snow or on icy roads. But okay, that explains why some Americans need trucks. It doesn't explain why so many Americans who don't really need trucks still buy trucks. This is where it gets interesting. Because trucks have become part of American identity. Let me explain. In America, trucks represent independence, self-reliance, toughness. The idea that you can handle things yourself, that you don't need help from anyone. It's the cowboy myth, basically. Even though most of us aren't cowboys and never have been, we like the idea of being that person. Rugged, capable, free. Truck commercials don't sell you transportation. They sell you an identity. They show trucks conquering mountains, fording rivers, hauling massive loads. They use phrases like, built Ford tough and like a rock. They're saying, if you drive this truck, you're tough too. You're capable. You're American in the traditional sense. And it works. Truck owners are often incredibly loyal to their brand. Ford people versus Chevy people is a real rivalry. People have opinions, and they're not shy about sharing them. There's also a suburban dad aspect to it. For a lot of American men my age and younger, a truck is what you drive when you have a family and a house. You need to be practical, but you still want to feel masculine. It's not a minivan, which got stereotyped as the mom car. It's not a sedan, which feels boring. A truck says I'm responsible, but I'm still capable. Now here's something that's changed since I was young. Trucks are actually comfortable now. When I was raising my kids, trucks were rough, loud, bouncy. You drove one because you needed one, not because you wanted one. But modern trucks? They have heated leather seats, touch screens, premium sound systems, smooth rides. My son's F-150 is nicer inside than most luxury cars I've been in. So you get comfort and capability. You can drive to your office job in comfort and then haul furniture on the weekend. Best of both worlds. There's also a status element. Trucks are expensive. A fully loaded F-150 can cost $70,000 or more. That's serious money. So driving a nice truck signals you're successful, but you're still down to earth. You're not driving a BMW or Mercedes. You're driving a truck. You're a regular guy who happens to be doing well. And let's talk about size for a minute. American trucks have gotten huge, bigger than trucks from when I was young and way bigger than trucks in other countries. Part of that is regulations. Fuel efficiency standards, ironically, made trucks bigger because the standards are based on footprint. Bigger footprint, easier to meet the standards. But part of it is what people want. Americans like big vehicles. Bigger feels safer, more powerful, more capable. And once everyone's driving big vehicles, you feel like you need one too. It's like an arms race. If everyone around you is in a big truck or SUV, you don't want to be in a small car. Now, I should be honest about the downsides. Trucks get worse gas mileage than cars, although they've improved a lot since my day. They're harder to park in cities. They cost more to buy and maintain. And there are legitimate safety concerns. Bigger trucks with higher front ends are more dangerous to pedestrians. That's a real problem we need to address. But for individual buyers, the calculation is this. I need something that works for my life. And for many Americans, that something is a truck. Here's what's really interesting to me. The definition of need has changed. When I was young, you bought a truck if you actually needed to haul things regularly for work. Now people buy trucks for the lifestyle, and truck companies are really good at marketing that lifestyle. They've made trucks aspirational, something you want, not just something you need. Compare this to other countries. In Europe, gas is expensive, cities are compact, parking is limited, trucks don't fit the environment. In Japan, space is at a premium. Small, efficient cars make sense. Trucks don't fit the culture or the roads. But America has cheap gas, or at least cheaper than most places. We have spread out cities, big roads, big parking spaces, and culturally, we value independence and capability. Trucks fit our environment and our identity. I'm not saying everyone should drive a truck. I drove sedans most of my life. Still do. A car makes more sense for my needs now. But I understand the appeal. When I visit my son and borrow his truck, I admit it's pretty nice. You sit up high, you feel secure, you have all that space. And when we need to haul something, it's incredibly convenient. That convenience combined with comfort and cultural identity, that's the appeal. Now, there's an interesting shift happening. Electric trucks are coming. Ford F-150, Lightning, Rivian, even the Cybertruck. The format is evolving, but the appeal remains. Americans love trucks because trucks represent something about how we see ourselves. Independent, capable, ready for anything. Is it all practical? No. Is it all rational? Definitely not. But culture isn't rational. It's emotional. It's identity. It's what feels right. And for millions of Americans, a pickup truck feels right. I'm Bob, and that's why Americans love pickup trucks. It's not just transportation. It's identity, practicality, and culture all mixed together. Next time you see an American in a spotless truck who probably never hauls anything, remember they're not buying transportation. They're buying into an idea of who they are. See you next time, folks.